Okay, this is gonna be round two of the tournament that I went to with zombies. So, anyways, this build of zombies I would say is really consistent, and I'm playing off against my opponent, who I know for a fact he plays Malefic Skill Dream Beat, and automatically I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, wow, I have a really bad matchup against this deck because he main decks Necro Valley in his deck, and Necro Valley says no to most of the zombie effects such as Mizuki. But it doesn't stop Plague Spreader Zombie, but it does stop Book of Life as well. So I'm already at a disadvantage naturally. They also play Skill Drain. So because my zombie monsters require a monster or my skills to be kind of good, I'm already at an uphill battle against the zombie deck. So hopefully I'm able to go first. He rolls a 6, and he wins the die roll. Oh, I looks like I win the die roll here. So that means I can summon all my monsters first. Not worrying have to deal with it. Looks like I go for a Pyramid Turtle set Solemn. I don't know if I agree with this play now that I'm looking back on it, because now he could just simply, yeah, he could simply set his skill drain, and then my Leviathan Dragon is, basically kind of gone here. So he's gonna Heavy Storm right away. So it looks like he puts his Heavy Storm in the main deck to deal with the Solemn Judgment. Hopefully he doesn't have a way to deal with my monster. I do like Pyramid Turtle in this match because at least he's able to wall off against the big giant Malefic monsters that he typically brings out. But he's gonna Royal Tribute me for 4. So wow, already off to a bad start, and I'm already kind of losing hope in this game. But I'm just gonna play out this game because even though I know it's a bad matchup, I still have to give it my all. But he does have like a Necro Valley and a Thunder King Ryo. Let's see if he sets a back row here, and he does not. So kind of tells me that I do have a chance still, even though he roll attributed me for, I believe, 4 or 5. So he tries a duality here, and I remind him that he cannot do that. So I draw a back row and I set it, and then I'm gonna go into another Pyramid Turtle, I believe, because or I can go into a Plague Spreader Zombie. I guess I don't know if I agree with that play. So that kind of makes me so that I have to draw into a non-tuner. I set another back row, and I set a enemy controller. So if he does attack with the Thunder King Ryo, I can put it in defense mode. But I do have to find a way to. Oh, it looks like he chooses not to attack. Okay, so I guess he's afraid of the Mirror Force. So I'm gonna draw another back row, and then try to stall out against Thunder King Ryo. He finally finds the courage to attack now. So he's gonna attack here, and I have the contemplation whether I want to put the enemy controller, put in defense mode, and I do. So this way, if I am able to draw into a monster, I can attack over it. Looks like he's gonna go for the safe zone, but safe zone doesn't really do anything there. So it just protects him from battle for the next turn. So yeah, so even if I do draw a monster here to deal with, to synchro summon into, he can simply use the Thunder King route to negate it. But at the very least, the safe zone and the Thunder King route go away. So looks like I don't draw into a monster still. So I was hoping to draw into a Kai's here to target the safe zone, but it looks like I don't draw into any monsters. So looks like I draw to I think it's a Spirit Reaper, if I had to guess. If it's a Goblin Zombie, it doesn't feel too good to set this. Yeah, it does. It was a Spirit Reaper. So Spirit Reaper does a lot of job here, and even though he roll attributed me, I'm still in the game still. I'm gonna normal summon the tour guide here, and even if he does like Phoenix Chain or Effect Veiler this, I can always overlay into a Leviathan Dragon using the Spirit Reaper. So he's not gonna negate, so he's gonna let me detach here and attack over the Thunder King Ryle, because the Thunder King Ryle can't be destroyed because of safe zone. So yeah, another reason why this deck is really grindy. So he's going to take 600 damage here, and he's going to pass. I do have 3 back rows still, so at the very least, these back rows are going to protect my monsters from being destroyed, or just protect my life points in general. I know for a fact that I have a Solemn Warning set, so if he does summon another big giant monster, he won't be able to do it. So now he's going to Dark Hole. Looks like Safe Zone only protects from opponent's card effects, so he's going to have the Dark Hole and lose up a lot of cards. So basically, he lost his Thunder King, Safe Zone, and Dark Hole to deal with my Leviathan Dragon and Spirit Reaper. So that's a good +1 for me. He's going to activate the duality that he couldn't activate because his Thunder King Rail was on the field. So now I have to find a way to deal the rest of the damage. He is the control deck, so he has a better chance of top decking into something more real than I do. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I can still draw into something that can deal with this particular situation here. So he's going to summon the Commandant at 2100 attack. I'm going to bottomless. Hopefully he doesn't Dark Bribe this, and he doesn't. So if he does summon another Malefic, I can also warning too as well. So maybe I should have warning the monster instead. I'm going to normal summon the Goblin Zombie and attack directly, and mill his Solemn Judgment here. So Solemn Judgment's now out of the equation. He's gonna special summon the Malefic. I'm gonna warn it here. Hopefully he doesn't have Dark Bribe, and he does not. Okay, so that's really surprising to me. So I don't know what those sets are. Could be Solemn Judgment. I'm gonna set another back row. He's gonna mill the Gear Town. So the Gear Town is gonna make it so that he can't special summon Gadgetron Dragon if he does find another field spell. So let's see what happens here. I'm just basically doing the poke game until he's able to find a monster. One of the weaknesses of Control is that they do have to draw their monsters, and they can be monster starved forever. So he's going to do out again, and he does find a monster, but he can't special summon that monster. So it's going to be hard for him to special summon the Gadgetron Dragon here. So we're pretty much just grinding here. He does play the trade-in, which is pretty funny. He's going to trade in the monster, summon the Barbaros. I'm going to warning yet again. And still no Dark Bribe or Solemn, so he's going to let the monster die here. Looks like my Goblin Zombie is just doing a lot of work here. I'm just going to attack for another 11 here. And he's going to mill yet another card. So hopefully I keep milling his monsters, but it looks like I'm just helping him get to the point where he can see a monster. Yeah, so he does see a monster, but I do have a Bottomless Trap hole here. If he lances here, the monster is going to be smaller than my Goblin Zombie. So now I have to find a way to run over this Commandant the next turn. Otherwise, this is not going to do much. So I do have a Smashing Ground here. He's going to roll Tribute me, and he's going to lose out on his monster. And I reveal my Smashing Ground, which does not help his case here, because now just Smashing Ground his monster. I can also top deck for Plague Spreader Zombie if I wanted to make a monster that's bigger than Commandant here. So it looks like I'm going to go for the Smashing Ground play instead. And let's see if I can force out the Lance. He's not. I'm going to mill another monster, and I milled the Malefic Cyber End Dragon. So this Goblin Zombie is doing so much work. Just by making him lose that monster, makes it so that he can has a hard time winning the game now. So I summoned a monster. I think it's Zombie Master. And now he's only at 100 life points. And so it's really close. Let's see if I can finish off this game. All I need is one more 100 life points to kill him. He has less monsters now, so I don't have to worry too much. Wondering what he's contemplating on. He's going to set the spells and then go into the Gadgetron Dragon here. So, yeah, pretty scary already. But I think I have a Book of Moon here, if I'm not mistaken. So I can Book of Moon his monster at the start of the battle phase. I can top deck for Plague here. Segre summon the Plague and the Goblin Zombie for a Bryanek here. And then I'm going to search. Most likely I'll go to Bryanek because he's the one that could pitch his effect. So Goblin Zombie is going to activate. He doesn't respond to the summon, which tells me he has Solemn Warning set. I'm going to bounce back his monster. And then hopefully he doesn't have Mirror Force to stop me, because then I can't kill him. So I attack him, and then I actually win game 1, even though he rolled attributed me for 4. So yeah, so a series of good plays for or good mills for the Goblin Zombie. So really nice on my part to be able to mill those cards with the Goblin Zombie and just control basically his deck essentially. So yeah, so Goblin Zombie being the only card in existence that can able to randomly mill cards off your opponent's deck and randomly hit monsters is kind of the key to this matchup. So knowing I know that he's on Necro Valley, I'm probably going to side out the Book of Lives as well as the Monster Reborn, because you don't want those cards against this matchup, especially since they're kind of dead. And luckily, I didn't draw the Book of Life for the Monster Reborn in this matchup for game 1. I also side deck out the Tragodia by the looks of it, because it doesn't really do anything under Skill Drain. So I take those cards out. And I take out even Maxi as well. And I put in real cards such as Deep Prisons, Monster Reborn, and Blackhorn Heaven. Also Forbidden Lance too, because I want to be able to shrink its monster in the damage step. If he does have, like, let's say for example, a skill drain with a Barbaros, and I try to attack over the Barbaros, and he flips a skill drain, the Lance will be able to make his monster smaller and unaffected by the skill drain, so he can't gain the attack reduction or attack boost. So that's going to be helpful. Bringing Barbaros down to 1100 attack, and it having 1100 attack means that I can crash my Goblin Zombie into the Barbaros. So. But most likely it's going to be Goblin Zombie, or not. It's going to be a monster that's bigger than 1900 attacking to the Barbaros. So it's most likely going to be something like Caius or something. But I'm not entirely sure how that's going to pan out. Okay, so we're going to start with games 2. Let's see what happens here against the Malefic Cyber End Beat. All right, so I'm going to be going second here. I draw a hand of Blackhorn of Heaven and Deep Prison. I do have a Goblin Zombie as well as a Zombie Master too, and a Plague Spreader Zombie. So already off to a good start for me. The trap cards are pretty cool in this matchup because I can just deal with his Thunder King Ryo if he summons it, and I can just depresent the Thunder King Ryo. So he passes on a heavy storm chance here. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get the skill drain here or the terraforming. But most likely the skill drain if I was him. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, so he gets a skill drain. So the skill drain is gonna be kind of annoying, but at the very least, my monsters float. So the Goblin Zombie floats, and the Plague Spitter can come out of the graveyard, even under Necro Valley. So I don't mind the skill drain too much. And also, there's 3 MSTs in my deck, so I can easily draw into those cards. So let's see what happens here. He can't special summon for the turn because he's under duality. So he's going to do a roll tribute play, and I'm going to lose 3 cards to his 2 because he has to use the Necro Valley. So now he only has 1 card less, and I have 3 cards less. So I'm going to go for draw the Dark Hole here. He's going to chain the MST, hit the Deep Prison. That feels pretty bad, so if he does have the Thunder King Ryle, it's going to hurt. But he doesn't have a monster either, so I don't have to mind too much. So now he's going to, let's see what he's going to do here. I'm going to draw another back row and pass. So all the back rows are really good because now I can ward off his monsters, his low monster count. So he's going to summon the Commandant here. If he does it to declare an attack, I don't think I have a way to deal with it. So I take the damage here. Setting more back row, hopefully to draw out of the situation. He's got MST blind, hitting the Black Horn of Heaven. That's going to stop the guy from special summoning the Malefic. But luckily for me, even if he does have the Malefic, I can MST the Necro Valley, and that destroys both the Malefic as well as the Necro Valley. So I summon the Mizuki here. It's just a big enough monster to run over the Commandant, which is kind of nice. So I do have the monster now, but I think he's gonna be trying to fish for a monster. Unlucky for me, he does have the skill drain, so the skill drain is gonna make the Barbos really big. Let's see what happens here. He could flip the skill drain before, and then I'm gonna MST on the attack declaration, and I'm just gonna take 200 life points here. So the Barbaros there, it's still at 1900 life points or 1900 attack. So I'm gonna Dark Hole the Barbaros. He's gonna chain the lance here. The Barbaros goes down to 11, so even a Goblin Zombie can run over this monster. I do have the Mizuki here to revive Zombie Monster, so I'm gonna revive the Zombie Master. He's gonna pay 2,000 life points to negate the attack. Negate the summon. I'm going to Solemn Judgment because I really need this monster to go through and attack over the Barbaros. So I'm going to set a back row here. Had I had a monster, I would have been able to discard it and special summon the Goblin Zombie. And lucky for him, he sees the Thunder King Ryle. Let's see if he declares an attack here. He does not, so I'm just going to draw and pass here. So let's see if he finds the courage to attack. Because I don't think I had anything that can really deal with Thunder King Ryle here. I think because he saw the Deep Prison, he didn't want to declare an attack, so I think that's why he left the Thunder King Ryle on attack position. And this also means that I can't attack over the Thunder King Ryle either. So I'm trying to fish for a monster here where I could just pitch it and special summon. But again, that's not really going to stop the Thunder King Ryle here. So he's going to put the safe zone on, and then that makes it safe for him to attack because Deep Prison does target, and safe zone protects it from being targeted. So I'm going to go into the Tour Guide, into the Sandgan, overlay, and see if I can bait him to use the Thunder King Ryle effect. I'm going to attach here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to attack for 600, and that's all that's going to happen. He's going to activate the Gear Town here. Hopefully he doesn't have another field spell. He's going to special summon the Malefic at Cyber. I don't have a warning that's live now because it's dead. So now I have to find a way to deal with this Malefic Cyber Dragon. It's going to be pretty bad for me in this position. Because even if I deal with the Cyber Dragon, I still have to find a way to deal with this monster. And I do, so I find the Bottomless here, which is nice. So now he has to kind of find a way to deal with my Leviathan Dragon. Looks like he's going to MST and target the Gear Town, and that's going to allow him to go into a Gadatron Dragon here. So the Gadatron Dragon is safe from being summoned, so I pretty much lose this game unless I can find a way to deal with the monster. So it looks like I set a monster. If it's Spear Reaper, I can protect myself. And it is Spear Reaper. That's a really good top deck, by the way. So like I said before, my deck profile, my opponent does need to draw a way to out the Spear Reaper. And the only way they can do so is to find a way to get the skill drain. So I'm going to Heavy Stone the back row, and I'm going to destroy everything. Hopefully I didn't destroy a Gear Town. It's very unlikely that it is a Gear Town. But even if it is a Gear Town, it's not going to do much. He's going to Dark Bribe, and I'm going to do another T set. He's going to attack the face down monster, and that's going to go into the Pyramid Turtle. I can go into a Plague Spitter Zombie, I believe. It looks like I don't have any. It looks like Plague Spreader zombies in my graveyard, so I'll have to find a way to deal with this Thunder King Ryle here. He sets another back row. Maybe I should have overlaid, but I don't think I have another Leviathan Dragon in my extra deck. No, I definitely do, if I remember correctly. So let's see what I do here. Ryu Koki is not in my deck, so or Ill Blood, so I really can't just crash the Pyramid Turtle and go into a bigger monster. Although that would be a really cool idea. I just wouldn't like it too much. So I'm gonna activate Tour Guide here to activate its effect. He's gonna activate Skill Drain, which is fine with me because I can overlay with the monster in my field, and I do have a second Leviathan Dragon. And then I'm going to attack right over. He's gonna take 100 because Skill Drain's on the field, so I can't get an attack boost. So now with the Skill Drain on, he can attack over my Spirit Reaper. Yes, and then now I have to deal with the Thunder King Ryle, the safe zone. I could draw any MST and then literally win the game here. Actually, it wouldn't win the game because it would just destroy the monster. He finds a Barbaros here. I'm gonna Bottomless Trap pull the Barbaros. I'm gonna draw. Let's see. Hopefully, I can deal with this 2 board here. I only have a Pyramid Turtle that's sitting there. If I draw Smashing Ground, that'd be feel pretty nice. It looks like I draw into a Caius here, so I think I have a Book of Moon set. So if I tribute the Pyramid Turtle and summon Caius, I could target the safe zone and chain book, but that doesn't feel too good too. What I think I do is I torrential here. Yeah. So I think I go tribute Pyramid Turtle, target the safe zone, chain torrential. And then the torrential is going to resolve, taking off this Caius off the field. And then that's going to allow me to banish the safe zone. And then the torrential is going to destroy the Barbaros. So I think that's the play I go for. I also have the contemplate. I wanted to crash the Pyramid Turtle as well into the Thunder King Ryo to get the at least a Goblin Zombie so I could do the play. However, that's not so great because I would lose all my life points. So I target the safe zone here. Hopefully he doesn't draw another monster to deal with this. So I torrential here. He loses all his monster, but he still has a skill drain. So now all he has to do is find a monster that's big enough to clear me, which is only 450 life points. And he does find the Malefic Cyberman. So yeah, so now we are going to go to game 3. I don't think I really misplayed. I just needed to see an MST to deal with the safe zone. So yeah, so we're gonna go to game 3 now. I'm not entirely sure what the side deck. All the other cards don't really do anything. So the very least, I'm able to go first. I could side deck the Leeching the Light, but that only hits Thunder King Ryle, and I don't want to side deck a card. I don't want to side deck a card that only deals with one monster. All right, so it's gonna be round 2 of this tournament. So I'm gonna be off against the same deck again. Looks like I draw into a Mizuki Plague Spreader Zombie. Doesn't feel too good because I don't have a way to deal with his Thunder King Ryle here. I could set the Mizuki and set the enemy controller so that I can deal with Thunder King Ryle. I also have the option here to summon the Mizuki and set the Forbidden Lance. But those don't feel too good. I want him to have the mystery that he's attacking into a Pyramid Turtle at least. So, or a Goblin Zombie, whichever or. So let's see what happens here. If he summons a Thunder King Ryle, I could shift the monster to defense position and attack over it. He's going to duality, see if he gets anything he wants. He's going to choose a Malefic Cyberman, and he's going to pass up on the Necro Valley here. So, yeah, I do have an MST for the Necro Valley if he does have it. Maybe I should have set it so that I can hit his Necro Valley Roller Tribute play. But I put it in defense position here. So now I'm able to at least deal with the Barbaros here in defense position because it only has 1200 attack. I can also MST as well. But I think I'm going to save the MST for when he does Malefic Cyberman. That feels better because at the very least, if he does special summon the Cyberman, I can MST the field spell, and I'm gonna get a 2-for-1 here. So let's see what happens here. And if he does like Dark Bribe the MST, at the very least, I'm able to get a +1 off the card here. So he's gonna try to use the Heavy Storm here. I'm gonna chain the MST to destroy his Gear Town, but he's gonna Dark Bribe my MST, which is okay. I also have a Gores here to deal with his other monsters as well. But it looks like most likely he's just gonna attack here, and I just take 13. He's gonna activate Necro Valley. Hopefully, he doesn't have the field spell. He does. He chooses not to special summon Malefic Cyber Dragon, so I'm pretty confused about that. So I'm gonna set another back row because the MST is gonna be able to chain, and then this will make me so I can bring out the Gores with the Gores token. So now the Malefic Cyber Dragon is a dead card in his hand, so that's really good. At the very least, I was able to stop the Malefic from coming out. So now I have to deal with the Scatron Dragon. Hopefully, the Forbidden Lance is going to be able to clear the Scatron Dragon, as I do have a token here that has 3,000 attack. So I take the 3,000 and then as well as the 13. And I don't think he loses any life points here, so we reset it. I top deck into an MC, luckily, so I'm able to deal with the warning, but also the mystery is gone now. So I can attack, lance the Scatron Dragon, and then he's going to take 800 life points. So there's that. And I'm attack directly for 27, and then I can set the Deep Prison in case he draws into a monster that can deal with my current board, such as Malefic, Cyber, and Dragon. I know he has it, so all he has to do is draw a field spell. So I'm going to declare an attack over the Barbaros, attack for 3,000, and now he's at 1,500 life points. So it's very close to lethal. All I have to do is secure another attack. I'm just going to declare an attack without flipping, so I don't play into the Torrential. It's another Malefic. Oh, he just tried to cheat. So he can't do that. But I just tell him whatever. I don't care. I win anyways. But yeah, so I win the game here, and that's the GGs against Malefic Cyber. So despite the fact that I felt like I had a bad matchup, the fact that this deck is mid-range means that I can side deck into control cards that control his lack of monsters in his deck. And if he has a lack of monsters, that means I can buy a lot more turns and just attack him directly, as you've seen with Goblin Zombie, and then milling his monsters. Basically, what Goblin Zombie did was destroyed Cyber Dragon, which is really, really nice. But anyways, that was the gameplay videos. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay video for mid-range zombies. Again, a very solid 40-card deck, and I definitely like this build of zombies. So if you guys are playing Tengu Plant format and you're considering zombies, definitely do not count Zombie out. It is a very good deck in my opinion, and I think it's going to be a better deck going forward into the meta for Tengu Plant. So anyways, hope you guys see you guys more in the videos for other net decking series for Tengu, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.